Yo, what's up guys? Universal Mastery. So, in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is something that so many people want to know about. So many people literally have probably been thinking about this for years on end. Okay, so what I'm going to be talking about is are demons and are angels at war? So if you want to know about this in depth and you want to hear the truth about it, stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say about angels and demons, and if like from the perspective of are they at war, I'm going to tell you straight up, and let me give you a little bit of a context before I really go into this. This is my experience from directly learning from these beings myself. I have had direct communication with a demon. I've had a lot of experience with a demon, and I'm continuing, like as my path goes on, I'm continuing to have a lot and tons of crazy, very potent experiences. On the reverse end, I have also had very powerful experiences with angels too. I have built very powerful connections with angels and demons. So through my own working, I found a point in my path where I became very uncomfortably, am I saying that right? I can't say that word. Uncomfortably, I'm just gonna say it like this. I felt very uncomfortable because I got to a point in my path where I was like, am I like, if I work with demons, do demons have problems with angels? And then I would think the same thing when I would work with angels. Do they have problems with demons? So because this thought got brought up and it kept running through my mind, and I kept having these internal questions about it, there's one way to really break through a barrier like that. And I'm not saying that this is the best option to always take in life, but this can also be a very potent way to handle things and to figure things out for yourself, kind of in the realm of trial and error, finding out for yourself. So what I did was I did a ritual where I had met, and there were certain circumstances and certain situations that led me up to doing this ritual where I called down demons and angels. And the circumstances that led up to it also prepped me to knowing that it was going to be something very important to do. So it wasn't just like I woke up one morning and was just like, I'm just going to do this. Although I'm not saying like that doesn't happen or that's not a good thing to try and figure out for yourself. If you just do it, just blatantly do it. I kept having experiences while I was doing heavy demonic work where angels kept showing up and actually helping out with the demonic work that I was going through. So when I say demonic work, I mean like working on my shadow. I mean working on my black flame, destroying aspects of myself that weren't good for me and healthy for me in my life, and overall bringing a better, you could say like a better sense of balance to my perspectives and all that stuff. So I found angels that they kept showing up when I was doing this really dark demonic work. And the way that they would show up is they would manifest through people that would have the names. Like I ran into Michael many times. I ran into Gabriel many times. And yeah, you meet people throughout the day or throughout your life. I'm sure you met someone named Michael before. But the way that it happened for me would be like the most it would be literally like, the best way I can say it is the most divine experiences of me meeting this person, because it was always something very spiritual. It was always whenever these people would come, when I would cross paths with them, with these angels, these literal human manifestations that became vessels for this angelic spirit, it was always something that was very profound, and it was something that was very potent, meaning that it wasn't just like, oh, what's up, Michael, how's it going, on my way. It was always like very profound. Like there was a meaning behind it, there was a purpose behind it, and then it ended up sticking with me. Like these are angels like working with me. And then I started realizing it, and I started connecting with them, you could say through my third eye, and realizing, you know, that they're working with me in another dimension, in another plane, in another realm that I don't necessarily see. So then that's when I started getting really uncomfortable about the idea of like, are they, you know, are angels and demons, are they at war with each other? Like this idea to me was something that I was raised with, and something that a lot of people believe, and most people will tell you. One, because most people don't actually have direct first-hand experience and actually ask these questions, and they were raised the same way. That's why most people believe that. So then I started like asking in my mind, I started talking to these beings and saying, hey, like, do you guys have problems with each other? Or do you guys like I was really picking up on the fact that they really do actually work together. Like some angels and some demons actually will work together and help achieve a certain outcome for whatever it is, you name it, whether it's their agenda or someone else's agenda that's calling them for their influence, whatever it is. So the gnosis I started receiving, the communications I got back from angels and demons was yes. And they were even telling me which demon that they worked with, which demon that they were working with in my own life. Like, okay, like I literally had experiences where Michael and Lucifer were working hand in hand with each other to help me improve myself and evolve in my life. So that made me curious, and then I ended up doing a ritual. I ran into somebody that's a very great friend of mine, very powerful practitioner himself, and I mean like very shamanic by nature, in touch with his roots. And he was very angelic. He seemed like he was very in touch with the angelic side of life. And I was doing heavy demonic work. So we were literally like the yin and yang. And he helped bring like that sense of balance to my life. And I brought him a sense of balance to his life through the darkness. It was like literally like we both needed each other at the time that we met for that specific reason. So, you know, I asked him because he was on that level too, where I could say, hey man, you want to go do like a ritual? And straight up, I would say that, like, hey, do you want to go do a ritual? And he was like, yeah. So we literally met up, and this is when I was living in Miami. We met up on the beach and we did a ritual, and he called down 3 angels. I believe it was Gabriel. I know it was Gabriel, and it was Michael, and it was Raphael. And I called down 3 demonic deities. It was Lucifer, Belial, and I think it was Lilith. It was Lucifer, Belial, and I believe Lilith, maybe Hecate. But I called them down, and we did it both at the same time. We even drew a sigil in the sand, like a very powerful, potent sigil. I'm not going to talk about it now, but we were standing in the middle of that sigil, and we called down these beings. And all I'm going to say is that the effects of that ritual afterwards actually shifted the nature of Earth's evolution. Like the couple days after that, and I'll go into it a little bit with you guys. So, you know, when we were doing the ritual, we were very engaged in it. It was very powerful, very potent. And then what we asked for, what our intention was for self-transformation. We wanted to improve ourselves in the ways that we needed to be improved, whether we're aware of it or unaware of it, and, you know, both aspects. Pretty much giving the trust, respect, and power to the deities, to saying, hey, like we know how we want to improve, and we want your help to improve in that way. But we also know that that there's also ways that we should and we could improve that we're not aware of in this moment, and we also want to improve in those ways too. And in combination with those improvements, we said, part of the intention of the ritual was we also want you to manifest your agenda through our gateway, if you will, that we opened, and through the channel of energy, the portal that we created, and it was powerful. So we ended up doing that ritual. Bada boom, bada bang. After that very powerful shit I started experiencing, it was a powerful ritual. It was crazy. And then Gabriel was experiencing the same shit. A lot of heavy stuff, a lot of tough, like a lot of challenges manifested after that, in a good way, fleshing out, really like working on the shadow, all the things that we were asking to improve on. But 2 days after, there was something that happened on the news. and it was in complete correlation to what kind of the overall intention of us working with these beings was. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's a little bit of a sensitive subject, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. If you want to message me and you want to know more about it, I'll tell you. But 2 days after the ritual, me and Gabriel hung out again to kind of go over it, because we would do that. We would do rituals and then we would go over it, either a day after, a couple days after, a week after, them, to see what gnosis we both received and compare results. And we both, when we hung out after 2 days of doing the ritual, we both picked up, and I was wearing a shirt that had flames on it. And then we both picked up on this intuition, this instinct of fire, and this instinct of the color red. And then we're sitting down at this bar, and then the girls that are behind the bar, they just start lighting candles around us. And I just, it was another sign. I was like, okay, there's something about fire right now. There's something about fire. And then we looked at the news, and then something was on fire. Something was correlated straight to that, and in a way that literally shifted the direction of mankind and how most people perceive in a very potent and good, powerful way. A way that's going to help Earth and humanity as a whole, and the beings that we are, evolve and get to the next level. And that was, in that moment, I knew and when I saw it on the news, I could even see one of the beings that I had called down in that ritual, on the news. Like, I could see it through my psychic vision that he was there. And it was Belial, but he was on there, and I could see it. And then I started receiving the gnosis that this is what we triggered. This is part of the effect of the ritual. Now, that is the moral of the story right there. So we use demons and angels, and they work together to manifest this change that needed to happen in the universe and on Earth, and also within myself and within my friend that the people that partook in it. So it was me and him. So yes, they can work together, and they often do. And the most powerful practitioners that you'll ever meet will know this truth. They will know that you need to balance it. You need to work with both, because think about it. If you're only single-minded and say, I'm only going to work with angels, or I'm only going to work with demons, then you're also missing out on the fact that some demons actually have angelic aspects, and some angels actually have demonic aspects. So altogether, you're not going to get the full potency and transformation and power of that being and what it has to offer. And then there's also a lot of other bad things that would happen if you chose that single routed path. So to a different end of this token, that I'm not saying that there aren't some angels and some demons that have beef with each other and do not like each other. This is also common. This is common in that world, in the world of spirituality, on these other planes. In these other dimensions of existence, there are feuds. There are different spirits that do not agree with each other, different spirits that don't like each other and actually hate each other. I'm sure you guys know about mythological lore. A lot of that has to do with beefs and feuds. These things actually have truth to them, but that's not their core foundation. Their core foundation of existence, I think there's a lot more than just the mythological, like this being beefing with this being. I think there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more behind it, but that's just kind of, you could say, like humanity's way of understanding it from a mythological standpoint. But the good thing, the value in that is the fact that yes, there are beings that have that type of character. They do have personalities. They have their own consciousness. As much as they are a reflection of your own mind, and they can possess you and influence you, you have to also understand that not only can they be you and you be them, you can become them in your own consciousness through your own spirit, and then they can transform you that way. But you also have to realize that they are their own being too. They are literally their own individualized, has their own beliefs, has their own ideas, has their own opinions, has their own abilities, has their own powers, has their own knowledge types of beings as well. And if you can figure both of those out, if you can balance those and stay in that and understand that, then you will be a very powerful and potent practitioner. because that is, and you will overall live a more satisfying life in general, because you need to understand that truth to really make it through the barriers that you need to go through to reach your purpose fully. And that's just how it operates. So other than that, I'm going to leave this video here. I definitely hope this could offer some value. Guys, stay tuned for my Patreon, because I'm going to be making a Patreon pretty soon here. Like, I want to say it's going to be out in the next month. So definitely stay tuned to that. It should definitely be out in the next month, matter of fact, where I'm going to have exclusive content. Okay, so I'm going to have YouTube videos that I'm going to upload, but I'm only going to give people access to them that are subscribed. So as soon as you subscribe to the Patreon, which I'm going to make is not, there's going to be different options. I'm still debating on all the options I want to do. I definitely know I'm going to do $1 for a question. So I'm going to direct all your guys' questions that you ask me here, that you ask me on my Instagram, to my Patreon, and then I'll be able to answer your questions for $1 donations. So that will go straight through Patreon. And then the subscription for all the exclusive content, when I say exclusive content, I mean all kinds of things. A lot are going to be exclusive YouTube videos of breakdowns on the things that are most important. So I don't have any of this really on my channel right now, where you know, I get really in depth and make a video where someone else is actually recording me channeling a spirit fully, and how to do it step by step, broken down in depth and in detail, so that you know exactly how to do it, and you also know exactly what state of mind you need to be in to be successful at it. Because this is a question I get asked all the time is, Jared, I tried to summon this spirit, I tried to invoke this spirit, I tried to evoke this spirit, but I didn't get any results. I drew the sigil like you said, I did this. Well, I know how to help you, and the truth is that I can't help you over text when it comes to that. Most likely, I'm not going to say you can't, but it's going to be a lot harder. So if you're taking this seriously, you're going to have to subscribe to my Patreon, because I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you what it's like through myself as to what state of mind that you're going to have to be in to be successful at it. And then I'm also going to, this is something I'm going to post videos on once every week, and it's going to be a very exclusive piece of content, and it's going to, it's at least going to be 30 minutes long. So it's going to be a very powerful piece of content once a week. If you're subscribed, which is $9.99 a month, which is not that bad, you'll get that exclusive content. So if you're serious about this path and learning this kind of stuff, definitely be ready for that. Okay, and I'll keep you guys posted as to when it's out, and then I'll direct you to where to go to subscribe to it. But other than that, do me a favor, go ahead and like and subscribe only if you like the video. If you feel like I'm offering value, go ahead, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell, because I'm posting videos as often as I can. This is literally one of the most this is purpose for me, guys. Like, this is something that I literally feel like, as much as I like doing it, and I really do, trust me, I really do, and the reason why is because it's my purpose. But I like making videos. I feel like I have a lot of shit that needs to be shared with the fucking world, and I really think, and I not only do I think, but I know that this is gonna take me really far, to a level of, like, I'm gonna be reaching a lot of people. I don't know exactly when. It'll be soon, in the near future. My messages are going to spread really far, because I have a pretty focused and pretty open understanding about spirituality, about self-awareness, about how to really, align with your true self. And I'm continuing to learn every day. And I tend to, by nature, I tend to put myself in situations that force me to grow. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I am the way I am. And yeah, maybe a part of it's my genes, but I know what it's like to feel fucking hopeless and not wake up in the morning and not have any hope, any motivation, literally stuck in a level, like a state of psychosis, like bad. I mean, I've almost lost my life many times. I've said it in other videos. I'll make a full video about it one day, but it just goes to show that, like, anyone can come out of situations like that, and I did, and it's not easy, but when you do, you have so much more to offer, because you can help so many more people and really get through to them, because you know exactly what they need to hear and what you went through, and you can share that with them to help them. get through whatever it is that they're getting through or needing to go through. So yeah, definitely hit that notification bell, and then drop down in the first link below. That's going to be my Streamlabs merch. It's Sigils of Power. Very powerful shirts. You guys are going to see me wear mine. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Just click that link and check it out. Sigil merch. Okay. And then the link below that one, the link below the first link is going to be the link below the first link is going to be my Facebook community. So if you want to get some extra content, if you guys want to hear some extra powerful messages, you know, in typing format on social media, and go ahead and request to join my Facebook community. I want to get a bunch of powerful people together in the same community, all trying to learn, you know, powerful things. So you can go ahead and request to join that. That'll be the second link. And then once again, before my Patreon setup, what I'm doing is I have my Venmo open for you guys, which is going to be right above the Streamlabs link. It's literally like right when you drop down the description, you'll see my Venmo. So if you have any three questions that you want that I can answer through video message via phone, then you can do that. So you can Venmo me, and it also helps my channel out. You can Venmo me $5, three questions, any three questions that you have, and then you will send me your number or send me a way to contact you, where I can send you a message from my phone, and I will literally send you a video message of the answers that you need for the questions that you've asked me. Okay, so that's also open until my Patreon's all set up. But other than that, that's gonna wrap it up. So hope you guys have a great rest of the day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.